Hi, Coach Donna A here. Wow, it's been a couple days. Yes, I know. I have been digging in a whole lot of different ways, and I just have not had time that I was awake and felt alert enough to really and truly be effective when I talk to you. So I didn't want to talk to you and be all blurby or just kind of babbling. So I wanted to talk to you today about diligence and about sticking into the thing that you have started and seeing things through the end. I was talking to a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and we were talking about how people don't finish strong. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he said something really poignant to me. He said that as a race, and I'm talking about African American people, as a race, most of us start strong. We're excited, we're enthused, we have all these grandiose ideas, but we don't finish strong. We get into something at the beginning and then we lose enthusiasm. We get into something and in the middle it gets hard and we lose heart. Or we get into something and it takes longer than we expected it to take and we quit. And very rarely do we truly finish strong. So I know you see stuff around me. I have my books out and I'm making notes and all of this other stuff because I'm in study mode. This is midterm for me in my real estate classes, 4 of them, and I'm getting ready for my midterm tomorrow. So I'm taking the day to really study and focus on making sure that I have what I need done, so that I'm ready for tomorrow. And what I'm finding is that I know a lot more than I think I know. I'm also finding that this process is taking a lot more out of me and adding more to me than I thought it would. And I guess it's because I've wanted this for so long. And a large part of me feels like I really, why do I have to go through this? Why can't I just go take a test and be done? Blah, 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 blah. And then I realize when I'm in class that, yes, I do know a lot of information, but no, it's not all applicable to the new place that I live. So it's not all applicable to California. Some stuff is applicable to a lot of it is applicable to California because some real estate law is basic, but then there are other things that are not. And the idea of me not doing this hasn't occurred to me at this juncture. But it has occurred to me before, which is why I didn't have my license a long while ago. It wasn't time for me to have it. I'm clear on that at this point. But because I wasn't ready to stick to 4 classes and 4 different teachers and 4 different lectures and obligations to 4 different study habits and groups and all this other stuff that you have to do in order to pass, as well as making sure that you have things done in your household so that you can eat. And then all the other things that I've obligated myself to, I think about, the IIDA and my businesses and all of those things just kind of converge on this one spot of my time because there's still only 24 hours in one day. So the idea of finishing strong is always in the forefront of my mind, especially when it comes to this. I'm at a place where this is becoming difficult for me. It's difficult in terms of what it costs me in mental power to continuously do this, plus all the other things that I have obligated myself to. And, I haven't gotten to the place where I want to quit because that's not an option. I already know that I've taken that off the list. So I can't do that. But I think about that in other things. I think about all the places where I could have started and finished strong, been done by now. But I didn't do that. And then I started thinking about why I didn't do that. And why, in general, people don't finish strong. People get to the middle and it's hard and they give up in the hard times. They get to the beginning and their enthusiasm wanes because, sometimes it's a lot of hurry up and wait. Oh, I got to get all this stuff done. I get it done. And now you got to wait for licensing to come back, for more knowledge and information to come in, for clients to come after you've done all of this farming. And so in the beginning of that, with the enthusiasm, people kind of say it fizzles out. And then I go back to places where things are hard. I think the reason why people don't do that is because they don't realize, they don't continue beyond the hard places. It's because they don't realize that on the other side of hard is growth and easy. I think if everyone understood that easy comes from learning the hard stuff, comes from mastering those things that were difficult and creating easy in that place. So it's literally assimilating more knowledge so that you have a greater capacity to perform, and then performing on another level. And in doing those things, it means that you then have to let go of some things that you believe, let go of some things that you already firmly know, because of course at a certain level you firmly know what you know. But then there are places in that level where you don't know what you don't know. And you won't know unless you learn it, unless you assimilate more knowledge, unless you become pliable enough to allow the new stuff to change your old stuff to create a new you. And I don't know why the hard times are hard. I think about my friend who is a lawyer, and my friend who is a doctor. I cannot even, I remember school. I remember interior design school. I remember staying up all night and going, oh my God, I can't sleep, oh my God. No eating, no sleeping. I remember those days when things were just freaking ridiculous. And I did interior design. I have no idea what it's like to go through 4 years of school, 4 years of internship, 8 years of fellowship, and then have a job. And then be called, whatever your profession is. 4 years of regular school, 4 years of law school, and then a bar exam that you have to study for and test and pass. Test for, but you have to study for, and studying for it is like being in school all over again, and then pass that in order to be able to be on the low part of the totem pole. And I think that in those instances where we just are assimilating knowledge, people drop out. College is one of the best examples that I have of people who just don't stick to it. They don't finish strong. It's not that they don't have the capacity. It's not that they don't have the understanding. It's not that they don't desire a different result for their lives. Obviously they do, or they wouldn't be in college or wouldn't be attempting to gain knowledge from somewhere. But they really and truly, for whatever reason, don't have what it takes up here and in here to commit to the process of getting there. And so I want to encourage you today to finish strong. I think about also getting almost there, and then it takes just too long. Oh my God, this is taking too long. It's too much effort that's being put out, and then it's being put out and I get nothing for it, I think. Because I'm so deep in the work of getting it done that I can't see that I'm almost there. That is almost exactly what I want it to be. And I just am so tired of growth and so tired of learning to live a different way that I quit. I think about the man who was trying to find the gold mine. This is a true story. Man was trying to find a gold mine. And he was digging for years. He was digging. Years. And one year he was just like, if I don't find it this year, I'm done. Not doing it anymore. He didn't find it that year. He quit. Next year, somebody else came. He sold that claim to somebody else. 2 feet. Boom, boom, gold. Can you imagine how sore and how sick the guy who was just 2 feet away from the gold and gave up was when he heard that that guy who he sold that claim to literally had 2 feet of digging, and he got what he had been working for years. There are many times when we give up our blessing because we don't want to stick to it, because it's harder, because we're tired, because we feel like, I don't have to go through this anymore. I shouldn't have to continuously go through this. This is too much. This is too much. And we give up the blessing that could take us through our years because we choose not to finish strong. Because we think we know, there's nothing there. I'm sure that guy who worked all those years for that gold and gave up 2 feet from the gold, I'm sure he was like, there's nothing there. I want you to have this claim. It's dry. There's nothing there. I'm sure that when he thought he knew that the gold wasn't there and he was digging in vain, he was okay with the fact that he had dug all those years and came up with nothing, because he had the sense enough in his mind. I'm good. I'm quitting. I'm done. I've given up. It's over. I'm not doing it anymore. He closed the chapter prematurely and missed out on all the opportunity and wealth that came from 2 feet more. And then there are the people who actually go all the way through. They start, they finish, and they reap the benefits. Like my friend who's the brain surgeon, and my friend who is the lawyer. It's an incredible, I can't even imagine. I watch Grey's Anatomy. I can't even imagine what the life of a real, actual brain surgeon is. Inside of an OR that you are in for 20 hours or 18 hours or 15 hours, literally repairing another human being's brain. I don't have understanding of what that takes, what kind of training you must endure, and how much you must stretch and grow and become somebody who understands every function that your brain does in order to be able to heal somebody from the brain out. I had no clue on that. But I do know that because he did that, his life is pretty freaking amazing. He has the ability to support his family like nobody I know. Like nobody I know. Because he stuck to, literally, I don't know another person who has that ability. Personally, I should say. Personally. Because I know people that have gotten things and they're rich, and I know rich people, but I think this is the first person that I've met that I have an intimate understanding of the process of going through to get to that he went through. And I'm in awe of him most of the time. Just because, dude, you heal people's brains. You heal people's brains. You heal people's bodies because you heal their brain. Not because you gave them an antibiotic. But because literally you go in there and you rewire stuff. Fix stuff, cut stuff out, put stuff back together, artificially put stuff in there, pack it up, and you know all the intricacies of that. And you expand it from just a regular person who wanted to go to school to be a doctor. Just like everybody else started out fresh with no understanding of the end. He started out there, no understanding of the end, just wanting to do it. And his end is very, and this is not his end. This is just him practicing what he wants to practice. When he gets to his end is going to be so much greater because now he's working in the area that he wants to work in, so that later on he can do what else he wants to do. And that's what sticking to it and finishing strong is. It is the ability to set yourself up now to live an incredible life later, beyond the crap. So, finish strong, peeps. It is your reasonable service. Because it is the only way that you can truly serve the people who need you. He couldn't be a brain surgeon and work on people's brains if he didn't finish strong. People couldn't have great defense attorneys if the attorneys didn't finish strong. It is your reasonable service. Life in 4G is living in God, living a life of giving, living a life of gratitude, and living unapologetically in your greatness. Live to finish strong.